Hello, my name is Samar. I also go by Sam or First Time Panner. Any of those you want to call me, you can. This will be an update for my Project Level Up Lite. The Project Level Up, I'm sure you already know this, and you can also check out my series that will be linked in the description box and at the end of the video. But just quickly, the original Project Level Up was created by Sophie from Sophie Alexandra Hearts, who will be linked in my description box. And this project is just about hitting pans and using an entire palette. And every time you reach your goal, you level up to the next level. I don't know why I had to say that, which gets a little bit harder each time. And Project Level Up Lite was inspired by Ruth, who is Ruth Foley on YouTube. She will also be linked in my description box, and she wanted to do an easier version, which is, sorry, I don't know what my cats are doing. Instead of hitting pans, you just use that shade 10 times, and that's what I'm doing this year. I did like the original version last year, except instead of randomizing, I hand selected my palettes. This year I am randomizing, but I wanted to do the light version this year because I ran out of palettes that are easy to hit pan on, and I'm already kind of overwhelmed with everything that's going on in my life and just the sheer number of items that I'm panning this year. So I wanted to make it easier for myself. So last update, I was on level 5, which I explained, I think since the beginning of the year, I was only going to go up to level 5 and then go back to level 1. Most people do that anyway, but specifically for me, I'm doing that because this year I decided to only pan my Dose of Colors palettes, and almost all of them are 5-pan palettes. So I couldn't, unless I managed to get like, because I already used one of my backstory, I already used one of my Dose of Colors palettes for a 2 looks 1 palette because that one was requested. So I only had one more palette out of all of my Dose of Colors palettes that had more than 5 pans, and I was like, there's almost no way that I'm gonna get that for my level 6, like hypothetical level 6. So I'm just gonna go back to level 1 after level 5. So this is my highest level, and of course it's been the most challenging so far this year. This is the Pretty Cool palette, which, you know, as expected, is an all matte 5-pan palette, and this is just mauve, like purple-ish, undertoned, cool toned browns, ranging from light to deep. I rolled this in 3 updates ago. Yeah, it's taken me 3 months to finally meet my goal on this, which I did. So because this is a level 5 palette and there are only 5 shades in here, I had to use each shade 10 times, and I've finally done that, plus a little bit extra, which I'll talk about. Sorry if the angle changed a tiny bit. I realized I didn't have anything. Oh, also Rosie's back there. I didn't have anything to wipe my swatches off with, so I had to get something, and here are the swatches of this palette so I don't have to keep holding it up. It is pretty reflective, but the shades are Taupless, Let's Chill, Sign Off, Fine Print, and Smoke Show. Taupless is like nearly my skin tone, but just cool toned. I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, the first update after rolling this in, I had only used it like no pan left behind, I think, so only used each shade once. Last update, I had used all the shades 5 times, so I was technically like halfway to my goal because I would have had to use all the shades at least 5 times. If this had more than 5 pans, I still would have had to use all the shades 5 times, so I was kind of like halfway to my goal. And then I was able to just really focus on this palette and meet my goal for 10 uses each. So I actually used a few of them 11 times because I forgot that I already met my goal on them. But anyway, Taupless I used 10 times. Let's Chill I used 11 times. Sign Off 10 times. Fine Print 11 times. And Smoke Show 10 times. I did mention I was pretty much sticking to using these 3 shades together and then using these 2, so I did this look 11 times. I did actually use Taupless with a different look. I used it with my Natasha Denona mini star palette that's in my year-long pan that palette project, and then I ended up just using these 2 without setting my eyeshadow primer, which is how I was using this, just to set it. And they looked fine without it. Like, it wasn't patchy or anything. Like, Dose of Colors, in my opinion, has the best eyeshadow formula that I've tried, so I wasn't expecting them to be patchy, so I kind of just used them without, and it was totally fine. But then I kind of just went back to using all three together, because I feel like even though these shades look good without something to set, and I was using these two without setting my eyeshadow primer anyway, I'm wearing those three shades on my eyes today, and I just feel like it never looks as good on camera as it does in person, but I feel like it just looks more polished when I've kind of already had a background to set everything up on. It just looks more seamless, I feel like, and it definitely helps me with blending, because I feel like sometimes I'm not the best. Long story short, I've met my goal on the level 5 Pretty Cool, which means I'm rolling in back to level 1. I'm rolling in a new palette, so this one should not take me 3 months. I'm sure I will meet my goal on this in 1 month, because sorry, there's like fur flying around, but I'm sure I will meet my goal on this palette in 1 month, because I only have to use each shade one time, and use one shade 10 times, which I'm sure I could easily do. But the shade, or the palette that I rolled in, hopefully you can see on the screen, is my Marvelous Mauves palette, which I'm so excited about. I'm so happy. I do like this palette in the spring slightly better, because again, it's like a purpley mauvey palette, and I don't know, I think these tones are beautiful in the spring. But regardless, I love this one. This might be like top 3 Dose of Colors palettes for me. I love this one, and I'm so excited to use it. Even though it's only a level 1 palette, I'm really glad that I got it. So yeah, I just only have to use these 5 shades. Let me swatch it for you. So here's what the palette looks like. The shade is a little jarring, but the names are Fluffy, Rosy, Wishy-Washy, Spaced Out, and Wine Stain, which is such a beautiful color. I mean, I like all the, maybe except for this one, but other than that, I absolutely love all the shades in this palette. So what my plan is, since except for one shade, I only have to use everything once, I'm planning on kind of doing the same thing that I did with my Pretty Cool palette, and I'm going to pair these 3 shades together for one look, and then these 2 together for another look, and then I'll pick one shade to kind of just wear 10 times, maybe to like work for 2 weeks, and then just put like a shimmer on top. Probably one of these middle shades here, but I think it's going to work so well, because I'm also currently panning my Norvina palette. So like, if this isn't the perfect palette to pair with it, like what I need to go with this, I mean, I could just do all matte looks, but since I'm panning other things, I may as well pair them. And what's more perfect than a pinky purple palette to pair with a mauve palette? And this will also be my focus palette for only 1 more month, so having this in for 1 month is kind of just like, it was meant to be. So I'm actually very, very happy with the palette that I got, and I'm so excited to use it. I think because I'm also crossover in my Old New Gifted Blue project, I'm panning my Naked Basics 2 palette, which is kind of just an extension of the Pretty Cool palette in my opinion. So yeah, I'll be getting a lot of use out of this Norvina, because I was pairing it with the Pretty Cool palette. So between I'm all over the place. Between these two, I'm gonna get so much use out of this Norvina palette, especially the shimmers. I don't need to keep rambling, but I just wanted to illustrate how perfect of a selection this palette was, and the fact that I'm randomizing it too. Like, I don't even know if I could have come up with that combination, like if I was just hand selecting the palettes myself. So I'm quite sure that I will have this palette rolled out next time. In fact, I've already, just for like planning purposes for the end of the year, I've already rolled in my level 2 palette, so I know what it is. I'm not going to tell you yet, but I'm very sure that this will be rolled out next time. And I'm just gonna have a very purple pink month, which I'm very excited about. But yeah, until my next update, I'll just see you in my next video. But until then, I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.